Look, another thing I'm looking forward to is this banter with my brother from another mother, Nana Tufo. He's joined me as we go through the papers this morning.
I'm not sure what banter you're referring to.
Nana?
That wouldn't be a banter. I just have a few questions.
Ask.
You'll be featuring Matriarchs versus this weekend, right?
Yes.
Venue.
Nasha Theatre.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's more of what, poetry and...
Yeah, poetry, spoken word, you know, all those things.
And there'll be a performance by Kwampa.
Yes. No, there'll be several performances by Kwampa.
Beautiful, beautiful. Something we all look forward to. But you'll be featuring as what?
Okay. So, you know, I wrote a book recently, right? So I'll be doing
Beautiful book, by the way. Congrats.
Thank you very much. I'll be doing a book reading.
Okay.
You know, so I'll be doing, reading portions of the book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I'll be supporting Apioko as well with some music, strumming my guitar.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So I was right when I said I'll be featuring.
You are right, actually.
Yeah.
I just,
you are wondering what else I'm doing.
I need to manage my imaginations. Anyways, good morning to you, David.
Good morning, man. Good morning.
You look spectacular.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Well, I've been learning from the best. So
all this for TV.
Oh, but you,
how many hours do you spend here on TV?
When we drip, you don't complain. We do. Nobody.
How many hours do you spend here? You dress plenty and come and sit here. You should be calming down for the people.
Sipping my tea.
The man is enjoying life.
The life, you have only one.
Yeah. And I have this thing I say. Life is to be enjoyed, not endured.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So
I agree.
Go out there.
I agree.
Have all the fun you want.
Yeah.
But be responsible.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Knowing that you're going to give an account one day.
Anyways.
What do we have in the papers?
Yep, a lot, actually, a lot. So I'll start off with the Daily Graphic this morning. I want to describe this picture. Let's just say a jubilant picture.
Okay.
The majority leader, Afenyo-Markin, his lawyer, Joe Gatti. You have the whip, the chief whip, Anodompre behind him. And, of course, senior man, K.T. Hammond. Listen, this is a typical K.T. Hammond picture.
Yeah, you can see it.
You understand?
Almost it's like very daring you kind of, posture.
Yeah. Story says, Supreme Court quashes Speaker's decision for MPs remain in Parliament. Okay. EC disqualifies GFP presidential candidate. Printing of ballot papers resumes. YEA, 2 others partner to train 1,000 youth in fish farming. And at this point, I must commend the CEO of the YEA, Kofi Bai Japan. I think he's been doing some amazing stuff since he took over the YEA.
Okay.
I mean, a young man put in charge of a youth-oriented program.
Yeah.
And so I think his ideas and policies resonate with current times and the needs of the youth. Good. And I think he's doing some wonderful stuff.
That's good.
He should be commended for that. All right. If you go to the back page of the graphic, PURC audits new prepaid meters amid consumer concerns, which is quite important. When last did you use the ECG app?
About 2 weeks ago.
It hasn't worked for over a month.
Oh.
For me. And not just me. We've been having concerns and complaints.
It's been messing up.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's been messing up.
So, I mean,
I've noticed
you
that.
start and it works to a point where it has to establish connection for you to be able to make payment. And it tells you unable to connect. You will try and try and try.
Wow.
So the danger is if your prepaid goes off at night. So now you have to keep checking constantly to know that you have enough balance on your meter.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so stressful.
That's crazy.
This was supposed to make life easy for all of us.
Yeah, but it was working well at the point. So what happened? In fact, it was working so well at that point.
Yes, and they keep telling us that they're doing some maintenance and some upgrades and whatever. So they'll give you a time frame that say between 6 and 6 a.m. or 11 p.m. and 6 a.m. It won't work for certain areas. They were giving us constant updates. But since it started messing up now, there's not been a single update. Not a single message from the ECG.
What's going on there? What's happening at ECG?
Maybe now that Afenyo-Markin is done with the court issue, he's board chair for the ECG. Maybe we can question him regarding ECG matters and find out what exactly is happening.
I don't understand it.
Yeah.
And it started messing up just around the time Dubik Mahama was leaving.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and then after that, it just went downhill from there.
Well, oh, I mean, but it will be conjecture to say that.
Oh no! I mean, I'm not tying.
We are
into
not attributing
anything.
it to him.
I'm
Yes,
just
true.
saying it's interesting that around that time.
Yeah.
You know that
Yeah.
you know.
But I mean, you guys need to sit up and fix this thing. It's becoming frustrating. It's so stressful that you come to work and then you go back home. You've run out of power. You want to use the app for convenience. That is what you have preached and sold to us. And then we'll go on the thing. It keeps saying unable to establish connection. Which one to use that? So then you have to move back out and go and find ECG setup.
And nowadays, anyway, maybe because I've been using the app so often, I don't really notice the vendors that
exactly.
as much.
We've gotten used to the app. We're comfortable with it. And it was. I mean, when it's working, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Like we appreciate it so much when it's working, but then.
Anyway, we have the Ghanaian Times here. It says Supreme Court ruling a victory for democracy. Afenyo-Markin speaking. Speaker's declaration of 4 seats vacant. Supreme Court, it's unconstitutional. Court to file reasons and orders to Afenyo-Markin's case today. All right. Free dialysis treatment for NHIS subscribers starts December 1st. This is coming from the Vice President. Of course, the story came earlier this week. EC disqualifies GFP presidential candidate, resumes printing of ballot papers. And so we know that the ballot as it was with Kweadonko's image on the ballot at number 3 will remain. You know, the status quo remains.
It stays as it is. So Madam Kweadonko's face will still be on the ballot. But if in the event that any vote is cast in her favor, it won't be counted.
It's an invalid vote.
And I think it works for all parties contesting the election. Because, I mean, they had gone into ballots and they had picked slots. They had already campaigned, advertised these positions on the ballot paper. I mean, in my own opinion, the best situation would have been a reballot. Instead of the option where you'd have to just shift people up if you're going to take the GFP out.
That one there's a no-no.
And that they wouldn't have agreed.
There's a no-no.
Because how many, 3 weeks to the election? You want us to redesign posters, reshoot TV ads,
campaign ads, all those things,
re-record radio
and then
ads,
we don't have
re-campaign on a different position.
Things in the minds of people.
So it's good. I mean, it works. The parties are comfortable with it. They've accepted same. We're just hoping that no one decides to test the law regarding this matter.
What does the law say? That will become problematic.
It's not explicit on this, and that's how come the EC found leeway to go ahead with this. But in the event that someone decides to challenge this, I mean, you have told us that you won't count her votes. But what if Ghanaians, conditional, Ghanaians, in a bid to protest the 2 big parties, decide to do then protest votes. Out of spite, we'll go and vote for Kweadonko. And she gets majority of the votes in the elections.
So then...
So you're not going to count all those votes.
Do the election again.
You do it again. Ghanaians will go and protest vote again. How many times can you do it again? You understand? There's a loophole there. That's what I'm saying. We are hopeful that nobody decides to test the law on this. Yes, but I mean, we know how polarized our democracy is now. So yes, we don't foresee a possible. I mean, So yes, we leave it at that and hope no one decides to test the law. Let me take you to the Herald newspaper now. Jubilee House boy establishes his innocence in 3.7 million Ghana cedis fraud case. Okay. There are about 4 pictures here. I'm not sure who.
Which of them is referring to?
The Herald has been chronicling this story over the period. So those who have been reading it or following it know who it refers to. Okay, to the top right-hand corner says, Pastor predicts landslide win for Mahama, citing spiritual ordination and Trump's U.S. victory. Okay. Ghana made $800 million from carbon trading with Sweden and Switzerland, Akufo-Addo reveals. YEA partners Fisheries Commission military to train youth in fish farming. And then you have highlights of the NDC and NPP manifestos on economic empowerment. That's it for the Herald newspaper.
All right, I'll take you to the Daily Guide, and it says here on the front page of the Daily Guide, Pioneering Petroleum Hub Project for Economic Growth. We also have EC disqualifies Roman father. Kriadon Court remains on ballot. Supreme Court overturns backbend, reinstates 4 MPs. Government gives 51.8 million Ghana cedis to GJSP beneficiaries. And then we have over 18.7 million to vote on December 7th. This is the Daily Guide.
Yeah.
It's front page for you.
All right, I'll take you to the news center, Elvis Dakon's news center. GEA disburses 51.8 million cedis to 4,174 young entrepreneurs. Supreme Court ruling on vacant seats is victory for democracy. This is attributed to Majority Leader. Free dialysis for all kidney patients starts December 1. And Mahama NDC promised to abolish double track. 1.8 million to be denied free senior high school. And Professor Atafua bids NIA emotional farewell as he retires. Okay.
Wow.
We wish him well.
Yeah.
We wish him well.
I also, it is under his tenure that we've seen a proper comprehensive rollout of the national ID card system. You know, albeit challenges here and there, but by and large, you know, we've seen a very comprehensive rollout. Of course, he's not the first person to have started.
Yes.
You know, but I would say, you know, arguably,
kudos to him. I mean,
yes, he's done a good job.
Have you had a conversation with him?
Yes, he actually came on Breakfast Daily before. Yes, and
amazing,
fantastic gentleman.
And anytime you speak with him, it's an English class.
Yeah, brilliant.
It's an English class.
I loved my conversation with him. You know, when he joined us.
There's so much to learn when you speak to Prof.
Impeccable English.
Yeah,
really good.
We wish him well, Professor Kenatefo, as he's bowing out from the National Identification Authority. Kudos to him, and we wish him well.
Yeah. The Ghanaian Publisher says the Majority Leader welcomes Supreme Court ruling, urges Speaker to reconvene Parliament. We have Bawumia proposes National Pilgrimage Authority. Hey, everything will turn authority for Ghana. Ballot positions unchanged. Bawumia number 1, Mahama number 8. And we also have YEA partners, Military and Fisheries Commission to train youth. So those are some of the headlines on the front page of the Ghanaian Publisher. Okay,
I'll end it with the Custodian. Front page story says kidney patients on NHIS to enjoy free dialysis from December 1, attributed to Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. COP29 summit. Global South demands $5 trillion from North. Okay. It's victory for democracy. Afenyo-Markin hails Supreme Court's ruling on MP seat. U-Start, 51.8 million Ghana cedis disbursed to 4,174 young entrepreneurs. And Best National Farmer second runner-up wins Stanbic Bank Award. That's according to the Custodian newspaper, as captured on its front page.
All right, I take the Daily Analyst, and that's my final paper. He says here, EC disqualifies Roman father, and government disburses over 51 million Ghana cedis U-Start grants to beneficiaries. We have Bawumia grateful for Swami warm reception. Vacant seats, Bruhaha, Supreme Court tames backbend. Some of these headlines are very interesting. Speaker bound by Supreme Court's decision. Atuguba, who is a former Supreme Court judge, speaking there. And leaked documents reveal dirty deals at national security is stories that are upcoming in the Daily Analyst. It says a top official has been fingered. All right, so those are some of the headlines we have in the papers, the printed press. Let's take a look at some online. Yes, online stories. I'll take you to citynewsroom.com first. Vacant seats. Backbend must resist Supreme Court ruling.
That's Martin Quickbook.
Martin Quickbook
Yeah.
is the one speaking there. We'll read a little more to sort of get his mind on what he's saying. But we also have other headlines. Election 2024, fake news is a major threat. This is coming from the EC. We also have, concerning election 2024, we'll carefully scrutinize final voters register. This is coming from the NDC. Of course, Mr. Computer has been hard at it, looking through what it is that the EC has delivered to make sure that nothing, according to him, untoward is going on. Minority won't return to Parliament until after December polls. Nilante Vanderpoy speaking there. Now,
that would be a shame.
That would be absolutely unfortunate. Yeah. Let me just take us to ChannelOneNews.com before we get into some details. Cholera outbreak claims 16 lives, infects 115 in 1 month. You know, when you break it down, without too much flowery talk, without too much description of the science and the biology and, you know, the public health, the details of the do's and don'ts and all of that. Cholera is just a result of being dirty as a people.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
We're just a dirty, filthy people. That's all it is.
Basically.
And for us to have an outbreak that has been persisting for, what, 2 weeks now? It's been going on. We had 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
So
because it started from Ada,
East, and then, you know, Kasua, and it's raging. It's a very serious thing.
And it's a big shame. I mean,
it is. It's an embarrassment.
It's an embarrassment, actually, that we have to deal with cholera in 2024.
You know?
Not a single case, an outbreak to the extent that lives are lost to cholera. I mean, it's so embarrassing. So embarrassing.
It's unfortunate.
What happened to the Vaccine Development Institute or whatever?
Well, they are there. I mean, you have a beautiful building in Cantonment. You know, and I'm sure they are working, but I don't know in terms of.
I mean, that's just by the way I'm asking, because I'm thinking that with all these advancements, people are trying out vaccines for, I mean, more complex illnesses, and we are here losing lives to cholera. I mean, what kind of mindset do we have? We have a Ministry of Sanitation.
A whole ministry dedicated just to sanitation.
Every single assembly has a sanitation desk and a health desk. And we sit here and we allow filth and dirt to take lives. And then I've been hearing DCs and MCs placing a ban on distribution of food and drinks at funerals.
As if that's the solution. Well, it's an immediate intervention, but that's
clean
not the
your
solution.
surroundings,
that's
for God's sake.
That's what it is.
Clean your surroundings. Tidy up after you. It's as simple as that. Stop dumping waste indiscriminately. Stop throwing filth into the gutters.
And when I see people like when I see people like the bus stop boys doing what they're doing, sometimes my heart is pained, because I'm saying to myself, these people, albeit people will come and reward them and say thank you for the good job you're doing for Mother Ghana and all that, but it's someone's job.
Exactly.
And they get paid every month for doing this, but they are reneging on their duty. They are neglecting their work they're supposed to do. They are being derelict of their duties, and yet they are collecting salaries every month.
I mean, how difficult is it to enforce the bylaws on sanitation? As a people, we need to change our mindset. You see, the problem is actually a mindset problem.
It is.
We were here was a few months ago when the rains were heavy. When just around here, Tessano, somebody was dumping rubbish into the gutter for rainwater to carry it away.
It's like let the water carry the rubbish away.
Are you okay? Carry it from your end to whose end? And when it comes back to bite, you say, "I'm buying." It's not everything that is abiding. No, sometimes you see, take responsibility, take charge for your lives.
And the day we start prosecuting and jailing people, if we catch you pouring into the drain, rubbish into the drain during a rain, downpour or whatever, if we catch you, there's footage on video, we publicize it everywhere, we prosecute you, we take you to, you have a term of imprisonment and a fine to go with it. It will send a strongest signal possible to people, not to just feel free that they can just do anything, get away with it.
And we should name and shame. That's your neighbor who is fond of, indiscriminate disposal of waste. Every single thing they'll come and put in the gutter. And then when the gutter gets choked, they turn around and complain. That is the authorities that are not working. I think we should name and shame. Because you see, if you don't say nothing, you are part of the problem.
That's it. That's it.
Fact that you are not doing it does not absolve you of blame. You're not doing it, but you're seeing somebody do it, and you're not saying anything. You're complicit. You are an accomplice in that crime. You get it? So, I mean, we should name and shame. We should take responsibility. We should be neat.
I'm telling you.
It's not that your suit and tie or that your white shirt that
because people wear suit and tie, they are as filthy as anything.
Why are we losing lives in 2024 to cholera? Like, are we serious?
I don't understand it. You know, during COVID, it was interesting. A positive byproduct of the existence of COVID was that we washed our hands. And we were clean.
There were protocols.
And because of that, public health tells us all our indicators, cholera, zero. Everything had dropped down to zero. All the public health things had all dropped down.
And we gave it all up.
Yes. And as soon as COVID went away, we were back to business as usual.
Which is so not right. And our food vendors, please, tidy up where you are selling. And the water you are using to cook, it's not all about the profit.
That's
the ingredients, it's not all about the profit. If we all die, who will buy your food?
Thank you.
You understand?
It's a good question.
Let's have the health of the people, the safety of the people that consume our products also at heart. And let's do right by everyone. So we can all live long in this country called Ghana, survive it, and of course, balance our pockets. As for the economy, we leave it to Yanum to discuss it. But I mean, let's take responsibility. I mean, what we can do immediately as individuals, let us do it. Let's live right and do right by all. It's as simple as that.
Well, I don't know if you have any other story you want to touch on briefly.
I think the cholera thing span us on a different angle, but I mean, basically, excerpts from the Supreme Court caution the Speaker's decision. Graphic captures it nicely. Story by Emmanuel Ebu-Hoxen and Anakunedu Ajiman. It reads, the declaration of 4 seats in Parliament vacant by the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagbin, is unconstitutional, the Supreme Court has held. In a 5-2 majority decision yesterday, the Apex Court upheld a suit by the Majority Leader in Parliament, Alexander Afenyo-Markin, which sought a constitutional interpretation of Article 97(1) G and H of the Constitution. The effect of the court's decision is that the 4 MPs whose seats were declared vacant by the Speaker, Cynthia Mamle Morrison, the New Patriotic Party member for Aguna West, Kwadwo Asante, NPP, Suhum, Peter Kwachi Aka, NDC, Wasam Fee Central, and Andrew Esiama Amwakon, Independent, Fomena, have not vacated their seats and therefore lawfully remain members of Parliament. So yes, yesterday the Supreme Court ruled in a 5-2 majority decision upholding the application filed by Majority Leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin. Well, this is my own disappointment. What else is because it's such a learning curve for us. It's a case that speaks a lot on our democracy, independence of the judiciary vis-a-vis the legislature and all. And as a case of interpretation, I was really eager to hear the reasonings of the various judges even before the decision or the ruling was given. And the fact that it wasn't even unanimous. There were 2 dissenting.
2 dissenting views.
Exactly. So at least we need to, because we are learning, it's an interpretation of the Constitution. But the court says it will give its reasoning on a later date. So we look forward to that.
I think today we're expecting that one to happen.
Hopefully. We look forward to that. Because it will be good for our democratic dispensation to know the reasoning of the judges and then, apply same in future occurrences, because this is not the first time an issue of vacant seats in Parliament has come. This might not be the last time, and so it's important that we understand the interpretation
this is the first time though that the vacancy has had this level of impact
Exactly.
because of the close numbers.
Exactly.
You know, that
Exactly.
so
Exactly.
anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you so much,
All right,
David.
fantastic.
Absolute pleasure.
All right.